Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite NFL team all the way down to the teams I hate. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first team that we're going to go to is the Jaguars. Okay. So the Jaguars, they're kind of like up and coming, good record. I'll say, let's see. We'll go mildly positive. I don't know. Texans. Now this is one. We're going to put them in hate. I just hate the Texans. What are we doing here? Texans fans, and it's not really the Texans partially, but it's their fan base. They all think that since C.J. Stroud had that one good rookie season, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, we're Super Bowl favorites? No, you're not the Super Bowl favorites, Texans fans. Your offense is garbage, your team is garbage, and you're never winning a Super Bowl, just so you're aware. Packers, okay. We're going to put them... So first of all, before we get to the Packers, we're going to go ahead and just so you guys are aware, so what I can base this off of, Cowboys are going an absolute favorite. Because yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. So based on that, you might say, oh, the Packers, they just stole Micah Parsons from you. Before that, I really did like the Packers. So I'm going to say, if you would have asked me a month ago before Micah Parsons was traded, I would have said strongly like. But now I'm kind of going to say... I'll go mildly. No, I'll go strongly like. I'll keep it there. Bears. The Bears, I don't have anything against the Bears. So we'll just go depends on the matchup. Bills. Bills is one where I have to put them in hate. Josh Allen. I do not like that guy. Josh Allen. I think it really started when I played him I played a person who had him in fantasy football. And that was the week that Josh Allen had 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns, and he put up 60 points and beat me. So that has kind of started my hatred for Josh Allen and just Bills fans overall. Bills Mafia, you're not winning a Super Bowl. If you're like me and you're a Cowboys fan, you have winning and Super Bowls to back it up. Texans and Bills fans, they act like they have won 15 Super Bowls with how they are. The Bills... What are you doing? You think you're going to win the Super Bowl, but you think that every year. And it's I don't even know. It's just I don't even know. The Chiefs, now a lot of people would say, oh, the Chiefs have won 15 Super Bowls, or whatever, not 15. They've won the 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls, right? And they have all that. But I'm actually going to put the Chiefs in mildly annoying, because I don't really like to see them win the Super Bowl every year, but I can deal with it. The Broncos is a team that I'd say is fun to watch because you have Bo Nix up and coming, and that defense is really good. So yeah, Broncos, fun to watch. The Panthers, I honestly could not tell you about the Panthers. I'm going to put them in depends on the matchup just because, I don't have anything against the Panthers, and I don't have anything that I like about the Panthers. So, the Buccaneers, we're going to put them in mildly positive. Just because, it's fun to cheer on Baker. Well, let's actually put them in fun. I don't know. We'll put them at the beginning of mildly positive. If I can get it over there. There we go. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, we got Baker there. Good. That's a good ranking. The Vikings. I don't know about the Vikings. I'm going to go... Depends on the matchup. Just because, again, nothing against the Vikings. Nothing for the Vikings. The Patriots, I'm going to put in fun to watch. We'll go because they have Drake May, really up and coming. And that team's 5-2 at the time of recording this. So, they're really fun to watch. The Saints, I'm going to put... Let's go depends on the matchup. A lot of these bad teams, they're going to be in depends on the matchup because, I don't have anything against them. But, I don't know what to think about them. 49ers, we'll put strongly dislike. Just because I'm a Cowboys fan. They beat us, 2? They had that streak in 2021 and 2022 where they took us out of the playoffs both years. So I really can't like them. The Commanders... They're one of the Cowboys' division rivals. We're going to put dislike. Okay, the Chargers. Let's see here. We're going to put them in strongly like. Justin Herbert is my fantasy quarterback. So, always like to cheer him on. And then we have the Colts. Because the Colts have been good as of late. They're 6-1 at the time of recording this. I'm going to put in fun to watch. Like, I don't even know. I expected them to be bad, and they're good. And that's fun to watch. And they're winning the Texans division. And basically, the Texans, the only reason they made the playoffs those 2 years were because they were in a garbage division. And now, their division's finally good. And look where they are. The Texans are, 2-4? It is a good year to be a person who hates on the Texans. Then the Browns. I'm going to put them in, depends on the matchup. They're a bad team. I don't really care. The Jets, again, depends on the matchup. They're bad. Who cares? The Lions, I'm going to put strongly like. That team's fun. There's lots of offense, lots of scoring. That's good. It's what we like to see. Then we have the Eagles. We're going to put them in hate. Because the Eagles, Philly fans, stop. We don't like you. And then we have oh my gosh, Nick Sirianni. I'm going to make a separate video, most likely, where I go over coaches and how much I like them. Nick Sirianni, oh my gosh, him and DeMeco Ryans, they really I hate them. Then we have the Seahawks. I'm going to put them in fun to watch. Because like that offense, we have JSN, Sam Darnold, that's fun to watch. The Ravens, I'm going to go mildly positive. Just because they have Lamar and Derrick Henry when they're healthy and on fire. They're pretty fun to watch, but I'm not going to put them in fun to watch because Lamar's hurt at the time of recording this. Derrick Henry's fumbling. And so I'd say when they're healthy, they might get in strongly like or fun to watch. But this season, they're currently, 1-5? And that's mildly positive. So, when they all come back, that part is going to turn up to fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch if they can get into the playoffs. The Raiders, let's see here. I'm going to put, depends on the matchup, a bunch of garbage teams go in this category. The Rams, let's see. I'm going to go mildly positive because they got Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, and they're really young. Well, not young. Matt Stafford is obviously pretty old, and Devontae Adams is old. But that defense is really young since Aaron Donald retired with Kobe Turner and Jared Verse. And I feel like they're probably going to win the AFC. Well, I don't know if they're going to win the NFC West. It's either going to be them, the Seahawks, or the 49ers. We'll see. The Bengals, if you would have asked me this question 4 years ago, I would have, when they were in the Super Bowl, I would have said strongly like. But now, since the past 2 years, they haven't been able to get going. I'm going to say mildly positive. Because, when the offense is good, it's really fun to watch. But Joe Burrow is just hurt so much of the time that I really feel like I do have to say mildly positive. Then we have the Tennessee Titans. I don't even know. We'll say depends on the matchup just because they're garbage. If they're playing like the Commanders, Texans, or Eagles, I might say, yes, go Titans. But when they're playing teams like up in this half right here, I'm going to say no. Then we have the Falcons. The Falcons is an interesting one. Who's going to go in depends on the matchup. Because, I don't have anything against them. Then we have the Giants. I'm going to put them, since they're a Cowboys division rival, I'm going to put them in mildly annoying just because they're really not at all in contention for the division any years as of recently. But, so they're just I would put them in depends on the matchup, but since the Cowboys have to play them twice a year, I'm going to put them mildly annoying with the Chiefs. The Cardinals, I don't know about this one. We'll just put them in depends on the matchup, which is where most teams are going since I mean, I feel like I don't have to explain it again. I don't have anything against them, but I don't have anything for them. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to put them in dislike. And I think that's a shocker to most people because the Steelers, well, you're taking up a spot in the playoffs every year. And just to be a first round exit, that's not what we need to do. Because that playoff spot, instead of the Steelers, could go to one of these fun to watch teams like the Colts, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Patriots, the Jaguars, all those people, the Bengals. But the Steelers just got to take up a playoff spot to be a first round exit. And then lastly, we have the Miami Dolphins. And I think for a couple years there, when they first had Tyreek Hill, they were fun to watch. They were very fun to watch. But now I'd say it's more like they're bad. They're 1-6 at the time of recording this. And I am going to say depends on the matchup, just because I don't even know. They're not fun. They're not fun to watch anymore. They're not mildly positive. So we'll just go to depends on the matchup. So there, we have no teams left. There is my NFL ranking on who I like the most and who I like the least. Comment below if you want to see this with another category, maybe quarterbacks, maybe running backs, coaches, fan bases, any of that. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.